welcome to my channel, Blissfully Single Bean. I'm your homegirl Bean, and I'm your blissfully single one. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day, whether or not you are single or you're with a significant other. I hope it was a great Valentine. Valentine's Day, you're always focusing on agape love, which is that romantic love between a man and a woman. But a lot of people don't understand loving yourself. Being single is an amazing kind of love, because when you can truly love yourself, you'll learn how to effectively love someone else. So I say all this to say, I hope it was a happy one for you. I am doing a super uber quick review on Cherish today. It's the new show on OWN, directed by the queen, Ava DuVernay. Honey, she can do no wrong in my eyes. She can do no wrong in my eyes. But I watched it. They had the premiere this week. It was a 2-hour episode, and I can tell you, I 100% love this show. And let me tell you something, there's few things that Ava DuVernay could be involved in where it's like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. And I hate to say this, but I always compare her method of directing with Tyler Perry's, and they're just two different, it's two different methodologies of going about things. So I would have to say, when I saw that Cherish the Day and I saw Ava DuVernay's name on it, I was like, yes, I'm here. I'm here for all of it. So you have the two main characters, and I have to say, the thing that I like about it's a love story, or initially it's presented as a love story. Cherish the Day that we met and started this beautiful romance and companionship and coupledom. But what I appreciate about the two main characters, the guy and the girl, is that initially they're different. They're very much different. They're different in how they look. He has that light, bright, pretty boy type look. He looks like my baby father. It is that kind of curly hair, light-skinned El Chico DeBarge, DeBarge, not Chico DeBarge, DeBarge type look. And then the girl, she looks like me, a dark-skinned chick, kinky hair. Well, real hair is kinky because, what's lying under this wig. But the main actress is relatable. It's relatable. She's not, I feel like a lot of these main actresses are women that you can't really see yourself in, because they're the ones that look like a Cassie or a Christina Milian or Amber Rose. They're girls that you really can't connect with, because those are the girls that were typically seen as pretty, and girls who looked like me weren't, like, darker skinned, kinky hair. We really weren't seen as the pretty ones, because oh gosh, how can I say without being offensive to the 140 people watching this video? I guess what it is, and I'm going to be completely honest, girls like me didn't have that different look. I guess what it is, we look the same. You know what I mean? When you see the light-skinned girls with the curly hair or the softer texture hair, it's like, oh my gosh, it was like they were a prize. So the fact that you see the lead actress looks like me, it's like, oh, all right, girl, so you are the prize. Yes, here for all of it. So it's her and it's him, and God help me because I cannot remember their names as of yet, but they're the two main actors of the show. And the show starts off with some very nice lovemaking scene between the two. But what struck me is that at the end of both scenes, the partners that they were making love to, or having sex, whatever your terminology you want to use, they both said to the main people of the show, they said, you don't have to leave yet, after they had sex. And the main characters looked over and they said at the same time, I'll call you. So immediately I saw that they connect in the fact that, or they're alike in the fact that they can connect with others physically, but there's a deeper subtext as far as emotional, that it's a little bit harder for them to connect on the emotional basis. Like, yeah, we'll have sex with you, but child, don't be calling me like we boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not like that. So immediately when I saw the show, I'm like, okay, that's how they're similar. It's hard for them to make emotional connections. But then as you watch the episode, you see that their backgrounds are completely different. Light skinned elder barge looking guy, and I'm so sorry, I'm going to get his name just like I'm going to get her name, but the light skinned boy, pretty boy, he's a software engineer. So child, software engineer, he's already smart, so you know what that do. And then the other girl, she's a home health aide. So home health aide, you don't need, I think you just need a high school degree to do that, or you don't need much education to be a home health aide or home attendant like she is. But he, on the other hand, is, yeah, you need a little bit of education to be a software engineer. So they eventually link up at the library. She's one of her clients who's a little older, honey, played by the amazing, the beautiful, the queen of my life, Cicely Tyson. She went to trade in some book for Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson's character let them hoes. It's like the fair was like over a year old, so she's arguing with the librarian, like, just do something. And the librarian's like, ma'am, these fairs are over a year old. And child, the librarian is Charmaine from the Cosby Show, and if you're old as me, you know exactly who she is, honey. So Charmaine from the Cosby Show, aka librarian on Cherish the Day, says, listen, man, these books are over a year old. Child, girl, are you really coming at me with this? But anyway, she's going back and forth with that librarian. And then, main character guy, pretty Chico DeBarge looking or El DeBarge looking guy, they make that connection there. So they eventually go on a date. The date didn't go well at all. The issue was she was shopping for a refrigerator, and she took him along on the shopation. That's a Wendy Williams thing. She put Asian on everything. That's not really a word. She took her on the shopation for the refrigerator. The refrigerator just wasn't right. I think had something to do with the size of it. And main character guy was like, all right, that it doesn't matter, just buy it anyway, and you can adjust to make the refrigerator fit. And she's saying, wait, it's not that simple. It's a little bit deeper than that. And I will say, she was a little bit over the top with the whole refrigerator thing. And I said that to a friend of mine who watches the show as well. But I understand where she's coming from, because it's like the refrigerator wasn't what she wanted. It didn't match the aesthetic that she wanted for her home. But he was like, just go ahead and get it. We can make it work. You could shave off this piece of the cabinet. And she was like, hold on, you are coming through too strong, and I will not be controlled. And I again, she was over the top, but I can understand where she's coming from. Like, calm down. I don't want it. Let's move on. So because of that rift, it ended up not working out. I think did she leave his ass stranded? I think she left his ass stranded during the day because she wasn't feeling it. She didn't like how he was coming. It was a little bit too strong, and I understood that. But I think, girl, calm down. Let him have his opinion. Let him say whatever he wants to say, but then just do what you want to do at the end of the day. That's how women finesse the situation. So they had the date. Things didn't work out. A year later, they bump into each other at an art gallery. It was some kind of opening. And the show is set in LA, and I love when shows are set in other places that I'm used to, because it just gives you a little bit of exposure, and it gives you a little bit of eye into different cities and what you're not used to. So it's set in LA. They have this art gallery with this opening, and they both happen to be there with their friends. And child, they cannot keep their eyes off of each other. So of course they eventually end up talking, and she invites him. She said, we're going roller skating if you're if you're around, just swing by. And he's like, I might do that. And most certainly, he did do that. He ended up at the roller skating rink. They're having fun. He talks to her friend, and because the friends will give you the really real. So the friend was letting she's headstrong. She likes to travel. The friend's giving all the nitty gritty. But while he's talking to the friend, she has her little, her something something to the side. I see you. I see you. Guy he is an actor on BET's Boomerang. So when I saw him, I said, I see you. So he shows up, and he's one of her buddies. He's one of her get down buddies. So he's like, what's up? You gonna call me? What we doing? And she's trying to make it clear, like, all right, like, we kick it like that, but we're not like that. Like, we're not relationship material. And the guy that she's interested in, that she went on a date with a year before, he's looking, and he sees how, homie's trying to kick game and nuzzle into her ear, but he's cool about it. So they're having their little, hangout, and he eventually, main guy, Elder Barge looking guy, eventually sprains his ankle, and she takes him to the hospital, and she looks after him. And there was just this natural chemistry that you felt oozing off of the screen. It's like, all right, yeah, you guys are from different backgrounds. You guys look different. You probably wouldn't expect a couple like them to be together, but their chemistry leads you in a comfortable place where it's like, oh yes, I see it. I see it. They're hanging out in the hospital. There gets to a point where she says, I can't stay. I gotta leave. And he's there, crutches and all, wobbling. He's not used to the crutches. He calls his friend for a ride, and the nurse sees him struggling with the crutches. The nurse says, you're gonna need someone to drive you home. And he says, I don't have anyone, but I called my friend, and he should be by to pick me up. But as he goes downstairs, the valet brings his car around, and he says to the valet, I didn't order the car. I have a ride back home. And the valet completely ignores him and looks up, and there she is. Coco Goddess. Yes, there's Coco Goddess with the car. She said, you know what? I figured you need a ride home. So Coco Goddess takes Elder Barge, Pretty Boy, or Chico the Barge, one of the DeBarges, back to his home. And they're, getting to know each other. He has a fabulous record collection. He said this record collection is probably worth more than anything. And I say, yes, a guy with a nice record collection who loves music like that, you would have had my heart instantly. So they're talking. He's playing records for her. Coco Goddess is dancing. He's looking at that body like, yes, yes. And they're vibing. They kiss. And I guess she's getting clothes for him, or she's getting ready for the line or something, but she finds a bra in his house, and she says, really? You have a girlfriend? I can't believe you have a girlfriend. Flings the bra all the way at him. And he says, we met up a year ago. We had a date a year ago that didn't go so well. You don't think in between we were living our lives? And he said, there was a guy that came to the bowling alley. I saw him nuzzling on your ear. But of course I couldn't say anything because I know we both, were doing our own things in between the year that we saw each other. So I'm like, girl, you're being a little bit ridiculous. But then he broke it down very logically. And he strikes me as someone who's very logical. He went to Stanford. He went to an Ivy League. He's a software engineer. So his way of thinking is very linear. He's not dominated by emotion like most of us would be, or most women would be. So he broke it down. He said, please, don't leave. You left a year ago, and I've been thinking about you ever since, but don't leave. But you have to understand, just like you had your own life, I have my own life. So then she understood, and then they got busy. And then they got busy. And then they got busy. It was nice. I'm going to continue watching it, and I'm going to continue reviewing it, but the sad reality is the shows like this that are meaty, that are textured, that are layered, that mean so much, they usually don't make it. They usually cancel very fast because we're living in a world where ratchet TV rules. But I'm interested in seeing how this relationship grows, and I know there's going to be friction between the two families because she's hood, and he's very I'm I'm not gonna say he's not hood, but he's not hood. The family seems very upper echelon, and it seems like accepting her will be a little bit of a struggle because she's just not as she doesn't come from the vantage point of privilege that he seems to come from. So that was my review of Cherish today. I hope you guys have an excellent week. I will see you guys in the next one or whatever I decide to review. All right, loves. Good night and have a blissfully single evening.